So hey guys, today we're at the NEC bike show and I'm going to do the unveil of the brand new Rocket 3 by Triumph. Now this is the biggest engine production motorcycle on the planet, 2.5 litres. They've done a real amazing revamp of the redesign. I've seen pictures but I'm not seeing it in person, so we're here today to do the unveil of the Triumph Rocket 3. So let's get in there.
Good.
Yeah, good. So this is the new Rocket 3, is it?
This is the new Rocket 3.
Wow.
We'll start off with the weight saving of the bike. You probably want to look at gaining weight for yourself, but these bikes have been down the gym on a diet. So since we launched the bike back in 2004, we've actually lost 40 kilos in weight. So a lot of it's come from the power plant. We've lost 18 kilos from that. So that's big headline number one. Start off with the tyres. These are Avon Cobra Chrome tyres. They've been specifically made for this bike. The wheels, 17-inch and 16-inch on the back. Between the two models you'll notice some difference in styling. These are diamond cut with polished edges. These are all born blacked out. So personal touch, but the calibration is the same. So you can change between the two if you prefer those wheels and you want them on that bike, you can buy them for that bike. So that's a good thing. Tyre pressure is 42 for both, so you've got to remember one number. That's a big important point. Next, brakes. So front brakes, we've got these new Brembo M430 Stylemma calipers. They're the top on the market, so you can't get a higher specification level of brake.
Is this last year's model and new model? What's the difference?
No, two brand new models. So we've got the Rocket R and we've got the Rocket GT.
So the Rocket R and the Rocket GT.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same engine, same power plant, same delivery.
Yeah.
Slightly different style and riding.
Weight the same?
It's a couple of kilos different. I think we've got
okay.
2 kilos between the two, and that purely comes down to a couple of extra bits and pieces fitted on the bike, like the backrest you see between the two. So the handlebars on this bike are 125mm closer to you than this bike. So it's really personal preference of how you see that. Yeah. You might prefer a more hunkered down look. You might also prefer a slightly more laid back look, but it's interchangeable between the two.
Notice anything different about that and a normal set of handlebars?
There's no wires. Where do all the wires go? So the wires are actually completely
into the bars.
Into the bars.
I'll tell you what, that's actually really nice how you pointed it out.
So it's very subtle.
Yeah.
Very subtle. But when you look at a load of other bikes now, you'll be going, wow, that looks messy. Yeah. And this is really tidy. So all you've got is the hydraulic hoses from the brake and the clutch. So really nice finishing piece.
Where's the key go, Dan?
The key. Oh, where's the key? Where do you put the key in? There is no key.
Wireless?
It's keyless ignition.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, so
it's a big thing on a bike.
Yeah, huge. Yeah. When you sort of put all your gear on and you go, where's the key? It's in your pocket. You just tap the button. As long as you're within 1 meter radius of it, then that's absolutely fine. Things that people worry about with keyless keys, they've got batteries. What happens if they go flat?
Yeah.
They've got proximity positions on the bike. If you feel just under here, you'll feel 2 little pimples. You hold the key against that, it unlocks the bike, and then you go. So just in case you ever get a flat battery, they will usually last 1 to 2 years.
Sure.
It's going to go at some point, so you've got that as a safety feature. The TFT screen, so you will have seen a few of these in demonstration. We've got some demonstrations on the laptop at the back there, but this is integratable with our Bluetooth technology. It's just about to come out. So we have a My Triumph app. You can connect to that and you control turn-by-turn navigation through Google Maps. You can listen
to your phone and do MP3 and...
Absolutely. So
wow.
All of your music, all of your calls, your text messages, previews on screen.
Yeah. We've
got a collaboration with GoPro, so you can control a GoPro camera if you've got the Hero 7 Black, all through your switch key, so you don't have to stop, press. It's all done through there without taking your hands off the tank.
Okay.
The tank, 18-litre tank, quite a lot of range. We've tested this bike and you'll see different miles per gallon figures from different people. As you can imagine with an engine like this, it depends how you ride it.
Sure. I mean, it's basically a car engine, isn't it? It's a big car engine.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So 41 miles to the gallon is the tested figure. Some of our long range riders have got up to 60 on a cruise. So it depends very much how you ride it. You're going to get between 175 and 250 miles on a tank, which is pretty. It's probably going to want to stop for a coffee and a good look at the bike after that time anyway. The frame is all new, so as you can imagine with any bike, when we go back to the drawing board, it's redesigned frame, aluminium frame, which is very light. Yeah, so over this side, we've got a little side panel, we've got a little toolkit in there, a couple of Allen keys to be able to adjust the headlight and adjust most of the things on the bike as well.
Power and torque then.
Power and torque.
This is what I'm most interested in. So what was the old Rocket 3? What was the engine displacement, horsepower and torque? So 2.3.
2.3.
Yeah.
150 PS.
150 brake.
Yeah. And 220 newton meters of torque.
Okay.
New one, 2.5 litre.
Yeah.
167 PS, so 11% up on that.
Yeah.
And the torque, this is where it gets unique. The torque is 1 newton meter more. And a lot of people would say that's not an improvement.
Yeah.
The big difference is we've carried the torque curve right the way across.
So it's in lower and higher RPM?
Yeah, so they start off about the same.
Yeah.
But where they go different, if you can imagine torque graph, the old one dips right away, this one carries on for 2,000 to 3,000 revs more.
So the torque's
It never dips, it's always all the way from 3,000 revs. So it means you can ride it like a pussycat if you want to, cruising around town below 3,000. You get to 3,000, she's a different beast.
Right, okay.
And that's where you're going to feel it. And the only way to do that is riding. Clutch and gearbox, two big different things about this one. We use a torque assist clutch.
Yeah.
When you've got this much power and torque, you need something to be able to lock in place. So some people call them slipper clutches. You will have heard that in the past. This is torque assist. So what it does is it locks on when you're accelerating, so it can't slip.
Yeah.
When you're decelerating, it allows a bit of slip, so it stops the rear wheel locking up under the engine torque when you're
twat down a gear. It gives it the clutch rather than the wheel.
You've absolutely got it. Yeah, bang on. Big difference for Rocket owners. If you're a prolific Rocket owner in the past, the old gearbox was a straight cut gearbox, so straight teeth in a spline, if you can imagine. These are helical cut gears, so at an angle. And what that gives us is quieter,
reduced size,
much stronger, which is a big point, and means we can put loads more torque through the gearbox without shattering it. So that's a big important point. Shift assist, so have we got bored of pulling the clutch and changing gear?
There's no way you can have fast shift on these bikes.
Done it.
So
he says.
I tried to do this on my bike, but because, I mean, my bike, I think torque is just over 200, and if you were to put a fast shifter on that, you would just shatter the gearbox. But because you've done improvements on the gearbox, you're able to do the fast shifter. That is genuinely incredible. So you can basically go through the gears as fast as anything, as fast as any sports bike. But the fact that you've eliminated the need to use it on journeys, so you can be cruising along 90 mile an hour. Oh, I want to go up to 6th gear. Boom, hands off. That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant.
This is a quirk at Triumph Great Britain. We would buy the bike on this little feature alone. So, can you tell me where the pillion footrests are?
There we go. They are hidden.
Absolutely.
And
that just folds out. I knew he'd do it more than once. We've been doing that for about half an hour.
I can imagine. That's a really nice little feature, that is. I mean, you don't even have to mention, you can see how crisp and sleek the bike looks, and for a 2.5 litre muscle bike to have that visual is really nice. What's the price range on the two?
Price range on the two, we start at 19.5 for the R.
Start at?
Yep, and you can accessorise the bike up. That comes as you see it here. So for a lot of people that'll be enough. We like to personalise our bikes. So there's lots of nice little different mirrors and all sorts of things. So about 50 different accessories available for this bike. And the GT comes as you see it with the additional screen and backrest and seat setup. 20,200 on the road.
So Triumph Factory Custom, and this is the bobber here.
So this is the bobber?
Yes.
Nice. So you can have all these custom bits put on from the factory?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really cool. what's the weight limit on the Rocket 3 and your other bikes as well, do you know?
Okay, so we have 205 kilos on the Rocket 3 and 208 on the GT.
Okay, so I wouldn't bottom out this bike.
You'd be fine.
Okay, so I'm 170, so that means my pillion passenger would have to weigh 205, so 30 kilos, pretty much. So my videographer, and that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Even something like the Triumph Tiger 1200 is about 228, 230, so you still have...
So I can carry a passenger on the Tiger, no problem. All right. So for me to carry a passenger on the Rocket 3, for instance, when I get my wife on it, I'd have to have the suspension maybe just upgraded a little bit, stiffened up. Okay. Well, that's good to know. They do make bikes for fat bastards. Right, so my old man, when I was 13 years old, had a Suzuki Katana, I'm going to go with 1982, 1983, top of my head, 1100 GSXR racing bike. It was 110 horsepower, beautiful bike. So when we were at school, me and my brothers used to take my dad's bike out. Take it for a spin, used to pick my mates up from school, take him for a ride down the countryside. I was only 13 years of age, driving an 1100cc racing bike, and then one day I was at home, my brother went out on the bike, went to pick a mate up, and then about half an hour later he came running up pushing the bike up the street, screaming my name to help him put it in the garage, and he'd slid the bike down the road and completely written off my dad's bike. Quite a funny story. I don't think my dad finds it very funny, but I know for a fact my old man would love the new updated Suzuki Katana, because that was his passion, you know. I'll never forget, he was very, very proud and protective of his bike, and then my brother just wrote it off like it was a push bike, so pretty funny. So even though this is the highest brake horsepower production bike off the line from factory, 230 horsepower, the 0 to 60 still isn't as good as the Rocket 3. So, you know, in terms of like ride, comfort, performance, what I'm after, still the Rocket 3's right up there. Right, so that's very low. So it's like 16, 17 stone tops. So right, the heaviest person allowed on the Ninja H2 is 105 kilos. So there's no way I'd be able to ride that bike. It would bottom out, it would slide, it would break. So thank you for that. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. So, I mean, overall, that bike, the Triumph Rocket 3, is the ultimate. It's my dream bike, actually. It's the biggest engine displacement, huge horsepower, huge torque. Probably one of the fastest 0 to 60 bikes on the market. Comes out in February 2020. I believe I'm going to be one of the first ones to get the bike on the road for myself. Super excited for that. It was nice to go around, you know, had a look on the Suzuki stand, the Honda, the Kawasaki. Nothing compares to that in terms of size, style, comfort, and performance. So, can't wait to get my hands on the bike. Keep your eyes peeled on the channel. I'll be revealing that soon. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Big love the beast. See you later.